Hello, everybody. So today is Thursday, April 23rd, and today we're going to be working on decomposing fractions again. But today we're just going to work off of a worksheet so you guys can follow along, and then there will be a bonus question at the end for you to work on your own to solve. Thank you for the ones who did solve my last one and sent them to me. I know I have a few. Freddie again, Yaleda, and then I believe somebody else. I just forgot who. Sorry. But thank you guys for doing that. So that shows me that you're following along and working on it also. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. All right, guys, beautiful. So this is what we're going to be working on today. Again, this is going to be breaking down fractions, decomposing them, and so we're just going to walk through this really quickly so you guys can look through it. And again, of course, you are always welcome to write down and copy what you need to and then work along with me later, whatever it is you need to do. So here we go. Excuse me. The first one says Deanne's mother gave her 4/7 of a pan of brownies. She and her 3 brothers equally shared them. As shown by the shaded part of the figure below, decompose 4/7 to show what fraction of the brownie each person received. Now, the great thing about today is honestly, this is kind of an easy worksheet. There's a few that we'll have to look at a little bit more, but overall, it's not that bad if you're understanding how to decompose fractions. So we're looking first at a few different things. So they want us to decompose 4/7. So remember, decompose means that we're breaking down, okay? I need to know how many people I have in total. So I have her, Deanne, and her 3 brothers. So these together equal 4 parts, okay? So looking at the model they already gave us, we're looking at this shaded part right here, okay? And all we want to do is make sure we label it to get us started. So we know that there is Deanne, and we know that there's 3 brothers. So I just put brother, 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 right? And then they just want us down here to put it into an equation to show how many each of them get. So Deanne gets 1 out of what? The 7. And each brother also will get 1 out of the 7. Very simple, just starter up for us to work on, okay? That's the only thing we really need to look at. Looking at number 2. Gino's Pizza uses 1/4 cup each of 6 different toppings on the Supreme Plus pizza. Which number sentence shows the total cups of toppings on the pizza? So just looking at this problem alone, I'm looking at some of our clue words. Even though I can see all this, I still want to search for those keywords that help us. So we're looking for, again, a number sentence which shows the total cups. When I see the word total, that tells me that I'm going to add. Okay, so they use 1/4 of cup of 6 different toppings. Now, here's where people get confused. They think, oh, I'm going to multiply my top and bottom times 6. No, remember, your denominator does not change. What that means is we are adding, and we got total here, 1/4 6 different times. Okay, 4, 5. That's all that means. They're putting it into a number sentence. So when I add them together, my denominator stays the same. I add my top, which is 6, okay? So for this one, this is one of those ones that, yes, we can leave it as an improper fraction because they're asking us this. So all we're going to do now is just find our matching answer that matches our word. So I've got 24/4. I know that does not answer because, guys, 1/4 per cup, not 6/4. So that's already wrong there. And then when I look at B, I've got 6. Okay, so my top number is correct, 24. So again, they added the bottom, and we know that we do not do that. Okay, then here I've got 6/4. Now this obviously looks like the work that I just did. So let me double check this last one because it looks similar, but there just wasn't enough. So that's why it's not here, but here. So the easiest thing, guys, is just to solve your problems and then find a matching work. Easiest thing. All right. Abigail practiced the viola a total of 11/12 of an hour. She divided her practice time into smaller parts. Which of the following does not show a way Abigail could have decomposed her practice time? Now, when we're looking at these, there's a few things to look at. We're breaking it into smaller parts, okay? The total was 11/12. And they're asking us for what does not. So when we see the word not, I like to go through all of my answers and go through and look for true or false. So if it's not what you want, then we're looking for the one that's going to be false, okay? So my total was 11/12. So just looking at my, just looking at my answers here, they're all 11/12. Great, we're all starting off correct. So now we need to go through and see that all of these are adding up to actually equal 11/12. And that's going to tell us the true or false. So my first one, I see 12. Okay, let's count our top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so does it equal 11/12? Yes, that's true. But guess what? I don't want true, so I'm getting rid of it. I want false. B, let's count the top. So I still see 12 on the bottom. That's great. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these equal 11/12. Yes, that is true. I don't want true. Remember, don't forget. Oh, I messed up, didn't I? My bad. Sorry, let's rewind that just a little bit. I was like looking at this like I counted it wrong. And those are those little mistakes that we make. You see that we make them too. Let me count this again. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this actually equals 12 out of 12, not 11/12. So that means that this is false. Remember, I want false. So I'm actually going to throw this dot back out there. Sorry about my mistake. And let's check the next ones. Promise the rest I'll get correct. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, this equals 11/12. It's true. I don't want it. And then D, I've got 4 plus 7, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, that's true. Again, I don't want it. So my answer was actually B. That was the false one. Sorry about that. All right, so again, that's just breaking it down pretty simple and easy. All right, let's look at the next ones. Looking at number 4. Beck and Luke help their teacher return 7 books to the library. Beck carries 3/7 of the books, and Luke carries 2/7 of the books. Which equation represents the fraction of the books Beck and Luke carry to the library? All right, so I'm looking for my important things, which is 3/7 and 2/7, okay? They're looking for which fraction represents the books that Beck and Luke carry. I want you to look at that "and" word because that's one of our keywords that also tells us we're going to add. We're putting them together, which obviously by looking at this, yeah, duh, I know, but we're looking for those keywords anyways. So then I'm going to start labeling stuff to see what I need to look at. So Beck carried 3/7, right? Plus, like we just said, Luke carried 2/7. Okay, we need to add them together. My denominator stays the same. I add the top. 3 plus 2 is going to equal 5. 5/7, okay? So I need to go through and see which one of these is equal to 5/7. That's what I'm looking for. And then we're going to make sure that one's broken down like they wanted. So I've got 2/7. Nope, has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Okay, my last one is, or this B is 5/7. So yes, I'm going to look at that again. C equals 7/7, not what I'm looking for. D equals 6/7, not what I'm looking for. So let's come back to B and we see that they are all broken apart, and let's add them and check them because sometimes they can make mistakes too. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5/7, that's what I'm looking for right there. Okay, beautiful. So the next thing before we move on, we're going to take a second and I'm going to go ahead and look at one more thing before we move on to the next thing. Okay, sorry, back to this. I actually just wanted to look and see if there was a little vocabulary video that talked about decomposing fractions, but didn't see it there. So we're going to continue on and finish up because we're actually almost done. So it's going to be a quick video today. So, all right, we're going to come back to this. Looking at number 5. Now we've got something looking at models. Gordon wants to give 7/10 of his Legos to 2 friends. Which fraction model does not show how Gordon could divide the Legos between his 2 friends? So we've got that not word again. Every time you see it, you want to circle it because then we want to make sure we go through and we're looking for something that's false. Okay. All right, beautiful. So we need to see what we're working with. We see that 7/10 is the total that we have. Now let's look at this. He wants to share them with his 2 friends. Does he want to share with him and his 2 friends? No, they want to share the Legos with just his 2 friends, not including him. So we're only splitting it between 2 different ways, okay? So now we're going to go through and see and break down and see which one's true or false that equals the correct answer. So over here, he broke apart 4/10 and 3/10. So one friend could get 4/10, one friend could get 3/10. Yeah, that's a way to break it down. So that's true. Remember, we don't want true. We want false. Okay, B, 5/10 and 2/10. Is it going to be very fair? Not really, but it's still another way to break apart 7/10. So that is true. We don't want true. Next part, they broke it apart to 1, 2, 3 people. Look back at this. We only are breaking it apart to 2 people, okay? So this is not, this is false. It's not true. We don't want that, right? And that's something we're looking for. So I always leave a dot to tell myself to come back and look at it. The next one, I've got 4/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10, right? So let's look at this. If we look at this though, there all he did was separate them. He broke apart this part because this still equals 3/10. So this is still breaking it apart between 2 people, not 4 people. So don't get confused with that because you're going to see this and think, wait a minute, this looks a lot different. No, they still equal 3/10. So this is still true, which again, we don't want true. So the way this already threw me off is because they split it up between 3 people and I know there's only 2. So this is false. So this is the answer I'm looking for. All right, it's almost done, guys. Okay. Number 6. Maria has 15 tickets for rides at the state fair. She gives 3 tickets to her sister and she shares the remaining tickets equally with herself and 2 friends. Which represents the fraction of tickets Maria shares with her friends? So let's start from the beginning. She has 15 tickets. That's what all of this is equal to. Now, she has 15 in total. How many are shaded? All 15 because it was the whole thing, right? So she gives 3 tickets to her sister. We're going to start here. Gives. She gave them away. She's taking them away, right? So that means I'm subtracting. So we're going to take away the 3 out of 15 because this was a total. This was her sister. How much is my new total now? Okay. The denominator doesn't change. We subtract the top. So 15 minus 3 is going to leave me with 12. Okay. This is what I'm working with because now she shares the remaining with herself and 2 friends. That's 3 different ways we need to break it apart, okay? So my new total is 12/15. It needs to be divided between 3 friends. So when we go through on the side, we're only looking for 3 different fractions, okay? Broken apart by the 12/15, so that's what we're gonna check for. So we're gonna look at A. First of all, it started from the top, 15/15s. We're not using that anymore because then look what they did. They took the 3/15s plus the 4 different ones. That's not what we're looking for. We want to know which fraction represents, which represents the fraction of tickets Maria shared with her friends. We're not worried about her sister anymore, okay? So this is already wrong because we're not looking for 15/15s. okay? B, same thing, already starting off wrong. They're starting with the wrong total. That is not what we want, okay? So that already throws us off. And then we look at C. I'm not even sure what in the world they were thinking, but for some reason they decided to start with 3 15s. That's just what the sister had. That has nothing to do with anything else, so that's not what we're looking for. And then D, okay, it starts with 12 15s. Great, that is what I'm looking for. And they split it between 3 friends, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Let's make sure that that adds up to the actual 12 15. So 4, and I've got 1, 2, 3, so I can do 4 times 3 gives me 12. So yes, this is the answer I'm looking for. Number 7, it says, look at the fraction model below. Which of the following methods would be a correct way to decompose a shaded portion of this fraction? So first of all, every single time that you see any kind of picture or model, you have to stop and label it. Every single time, I don't care what it is, label it. So here's the easy way for me to check to label. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 going across. So that means I can just multiply each of them, okay? So that means in total, I have 20 parts, a total of 20 parts. So now I need to see how many are shaded. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. So my fraction for this model is 17 out of 20, or 17 over 20, okay? Now, they want us to find the correct way to decompose. And remember, when we talk about decompose, that also, again, means to break down. Don't forget, okay? Break down the shaded portion. The shaded portion is my top, okay? It's 17. So we're going to find the correct way to do this, all right? So what we need to do is go through each of these, and we're going to add them up to see which one actually comes out to 17 20s, okay? So first of all, my top, my denominator is 5 for A. I have to leave it that. I add the top 5, 10, 15, 20, 25th. That is not the fraction I'm looking for, because that actually is going to equal 4 wholes. So A is not what we're looking for, okay? B, I've got a denominator of 20, which is what I'm looking for. And then we're going to add our top. So 4 and 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Does it match? Yes, this matches. I'm going to leave my dot to come back to it. C, okay, first of all, I already see the mistake. You cannot add fractions together that have a different denominator. So that 2 2s, I don't know what's doing there, but we can't do anything with it. That throws the rest of it off. So I know that it's not C. And then D, okay, I've got a denominator of 20, which is what I am looking for, but now let's add our top to see what it looks like. So 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 20s is not what we're looking for. We were looking for 17 20s, so it's not D. So we can come back, and we know now that our answer was actually B. So a lot of these things, guys, especially some of this work, this is stuff that you guys are getting during class, that you're having, you know, you're getting 15, 20 minutes to work on this independent practice, because that's what we just did. And for whatever reason, a lot of times we don't get it done. But I want you to see how I was able to go through this, and it really wasn't as hard as we think it is. As long as you know how to break down fractions, how to decompose them, it can be very simple. So the last thing I'm going to throw up there is going to be the last question, number 8, and that's going to be your bonus question and your challenge question for you to go ahead and try to solve on your own, okay? So we're looking for this last one, number 8. Kevin noticed that the chocolate bars sold at the school fundraiser were divided into 6 equal parts. Over 2 days, he and his brother ate a total of 26 candy bars. Decompose the fraction to show the candy he and his brother could have eaten. Draw a model to prove your answer. So they want you to show it into an equation like this, and then even draw into some kind of model like this, something to show the work that you did. Okay, so I'm really interested to see the different kind of equations that you guys come up with. So I'm interested to see how you solve it, because we all solve it kind of differently, guys. We all work differently, but as long as it is getting the answer correct and actually having work to show that and prove it, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Now I want you to also think about, when we're talking about decomposing fractions, some people, what a lot of you think about is number bonds, because yes, that's what we do. So let me give you an example. Okay, looking for my other paper I had. Sorry, y'all. So when we're talking about this, actually, let me come to this really quickly, guys. This is going to help you a lot with your last question. So I want you to look at this first problem. The two models are shaded to represent the same fraction. So 5/9, 5/9. And every time, like I tell you, when we have a model, we want to label our models 5/9 and 5/9. They just change a little bit of the positioning of it, but they're still the same thing. It says to record an equation to show that the two models represent the same fraction. So an example, they gave us was 4/9 plus 1/9 equals 3/9 plus 2/9. Here's what we're looking for. That equal sign is still going to go in the middle. On this side of it, we're going to break this one down. On this side of it, we're going to break this one down. But we want to show that this side is equal to this side. So there's so many different ways I could break down 5/9, guys. There's so many ways that you could do it. We could sit here and do 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9, okay, equals to 3/9 plus 2/9. This is just one example, okay? I could do 4/9 plus 1/9 equals, same thing, 2/9 plus 3/9. These are just some of the examples they want you to know how to do, okay? Now, really quickly, looking at problem number 2. The two models are shaded to represent the same fraction. Again, 5/7. Which equation shows that the two models represent the same fraction? Okay, so here's what I want you to look at. Looking at this, I'm going to label it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like they said, 5 out of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 7. Just looking at the models they gave us, do you see the color differences already? That's because they're giving you examples of what it could look like or how you should be looking for it, right? So let's break it apart based off of what they already gave us and then find that answer. So on this side for this model, 2 are darker, so that means 2 out of 7 plus 1, 2, 3 out of 7 equals, let's look at this one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the same color, so 4/7 plus 1/7. So they broke it down for you already, and this is what they want you to look at, guys. Look at the work they're giving you, because if not, I'm sure some of y'all would have came up with your own random thing, but they've already broken it apart for you. They just wanted to know that you knew how to break down a model by just looking at it, okay? So I'm looking for 2/7 plus 3/7 equals 4/7 plus 1/7, right? 2/7 plus 3/7 equals 4/7. Look at that, the first one. I'm going to leave my dot there because I'm going to come back and check it, okay? Actually, you can't really see too much. 1 second. There we go. Okay, my second one. 2/7 plus 3/7. Actually, let's go through and we know all these are correct. Sorry, so I can keep track. Then 2/7 plus 3/7, yes. 5/7, not what I'm looking for. Plus 1/7, yes. So no, that X is in there. That was the wrong part because it throws off the whole thing. Okay, 1/2 plus 1/3. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. And 1/4 plus 1, no. The guys, they're all different bottom denominators, so that already messes it up. So it's not C. D, 1/2 plus 1/3 equals 1/5 plus 1/1. Again, those denominators, we know we cannot add that, so that's not it. So our answer was A. So look at the models they're giving you. So use this as your example as to how you create the problem if you do the extra challenge question. look at these examples and see how you could do your model, okay? So there, that is all we have for today, guys. Do not forget that tomorrow is our other inclement weather day, which means that we will not have any classes, and that also means that they're not giving lunch tomorrow, guys. So in case you're somebody who goes and gets lunch, just know there will not be passing them out tomorrow, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this small little video and that you are able to work on it and get to that challenge question. And just like last time, guys, keep up the good work. You're attending your Zoom meetings, you're doing the assignments. This is what we're looking for to get you to 5th grade. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. We'll see you soon.